Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be giving an update on NOVN. Please excuse my voice, I'm just losing it here a little. Make sure to share, subscribe, and like this video to help this channel grow. And without further ado, I'm going to go over to technical analysis and then moving on over to latest news that I've dug up. So, quick things first. First things first, you get to see that MACD here has confirmed a reversal and is moving strongly towards that reversal. Volumes are 100 times more than the day before, give or take around 90 times more, and is hitting at an all-time high in terms of the volume, so that's very impressive. The average directional index does show that there's a strong trend, although that trend does show that it could be at least slowing down or coming to an end. I mean, after an increase of 79% almost, you can get, or 78%, you can expect maybe that trend to slow down for the next day before it perhaps shoots up again or dips down. Going in towards William percent R, the stock is still at an overbought position, but it has been on the day before as well, so not a lot of change. Not a lot of change there. Now going on towards momentum, the stock has picked up insane amount of momentum, around 6 times more. 10 SMA is above the 30 SMA, and the stock price is above the 200 SMA for the first time in a while, and that's a very bullish sign. The stock price is above the 50 SMA, and the 10 SMA here in green is above 30 MA, so that's also good news. Now, moving on towards the 1 hour interval here, we get to look into, first things first, average directional index shows it to be around 59.3, which is supposedly to be at the end of a trend, even though we see this trend still continuing and holding very strongly. The price is above the VWAP. Taking a quick look here, the price is above the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA on the 1 hour period. We get to look at the MACD. You get to see that it has held very nicely, except a little bit in the extended hours, but I'm not going to use that extended hours as basically an indication to that trend has broken. But you would need to look a little bit in terms of the early morning, whether that MACD picks back up again. And what you can have is it continues dipping, and then instead of going negative, it just pulls back up. And you get to see that this stock has done it a few times before. Haven't even seen a negative MACD on this one for a while, at least this week. Going in towards the unbalanced volume, you get to see that the unbalanced volume went from somewhere around 69 million shares, 283 million shares. So there's a lot of different transactions happening there. Let's take a quick look in terms of moving towards the average band. So you get to see the stock is substantially above the average band, and I think this price has not even been seen almost ever for a while, all the way back until 29th of April. Not even then. It's somewhere around 8th of May. Yeah, so that kind of, there's not much of a gap there to fill per se, but the stock doesn't have fixed resistances or supports. You can assume that there's a resistance on 152 based on here, and another one around 1.3, but that's way ago that it might not hold that much accuracy, especially with looking at the volumes that it was trading in compared to what the volume that it traded in today. Now let's move on to Fibonacci retracements and trend lines. So I can draw a trend line there. Trend line is not going to give me much. It's going to still be quite up. Now this is not a proper trend line, but it's going to be somewhere with a massive fall down, somewhere around the sub dollars. Going on to Fibonacci retracements, let's take a quick look. We get to see that the stock is sitting at a support around 1.16, confirmed by the Fibonacci retracements. The following one is at $1 for Fibonacci retracements, and the following one is 0.89. Now, none of these were really confirmed. They were basically just Fibonacci retracements. The next one confirmed traditionally and Fibonacci is around 0.79. So you can get to see that it is currently sitting at 1.16. There's a little bit of a fall down if it does dip, but in terms of resistance, the next one I believe could be 136, and then above that it could easily reach 1.5. Now going on towards news. Two things to handle. Now I did mention this before in my previous DD, which I linked down in the description. Nitric oxide has been proven to be, well, not proven, but has been considered as a COVID-19 treatment. This one here is an article published journal on the nitric oxide in the News Medical Life Science website here. And basically what it says is that the inhalation of nitric oxide has been proven against other diseases of SARS-CoV-1 infection or COVID-1 infection, and in SARS in 2003, and so it could actually see as well a little bit of a use against COVID-19, and so you can read this here on your. But that's basically the gist of it. Now the next thing here is you get to see institutional buy-ins. Now this one here on the 20th, it seems that they bought around 18,650 shares, and Riley Financial Advisors have increased their shares from 19,000 shares. Sorry, their current shares is 19,000, and they have increased their shares by 660% at an average price of 0.44. So they're still well below the average price, but they still have bought again in terms of the stock. So that is good news for me. It says basically institutions are interested in this stock, right? These ones here are only playing with $184.7 million. So they're not in billions and trillions as we've seen some profiles here on my channel, but still is very interesting to show companies that are holding companies like institutions holding companies like Apple, Acom, and all these big names here are actually interested as well in this company here. Thank you very much. What do you think about the stock? Make sure you mention what you think about it in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and you have a wonderful day.